Oh, isn't it amazing? There were a lot of things, there's a lot of things I'm doing, I'm working on as to multi-level jack. See the eye over here? He's got his arm over here, but you don't see it. I haven't put his arms on yet. He's like a Barbie doll. So he's just got the body over here, the head over here, and actually they have to tie him up with his legs. So they pop these balls into the side of his hips, and then they get this leg over here, and they pop another ball into the other side, and then the man can only extend so far. We can stretch our muscles, but we can't deform our balls that hook into our hips. There's a man here and a man here, and they both got tails. So let's call them cats instead of men. Then he would have to have a paw up here, but what if his paw was over here? Hey, paw, my paw's over there. I was born through my paw, but my paw didn't hang out with me all my life. I was more away from my paw than I was with my paw. Up and down and up and down and up and down and up and down, up through the pyramids. Do you know I just watched the movie? For all of those who are thinking to go see Captain America, watch this movie first. Okay? You watch this movie first when you go see Captain America. Let me tell you one thing. You will be more in the future than anything else. Do you know what's been happening to me in the last 30 seconds? Let's not talk about the 30 seconds before that. That was in the last story. I'm looking at my phone and I'm saying, how do I change my SIM card? And as I'm looking, the numbers are sort of moving on me. And I'm going, oh my God. Oh my God, GMOs. Genetically modifying how we see through the world of matrix. Through looking at things, the looking glass, the reflection, for what goes on. You don't know what's going on in your eyes. How come your eyes get bad? From 20 years old, your eyes were great. At 95, your eyes are terrible. Don't tell me because you got old. That doesn't work in Matrix. Matrix fixes things when things wear out. Old only exists is when it's been there a long time. Is it old? I don't know. You tell me. 6 trillion years? Over 2 trillion years. Which one's older? The system. The matrix Earth. Pluto. Tone. Un. Pluto and Neptune together attach with T-O-N-E. Tone. Or one. Or Eno or Enzo. It finishes with Neptune, the tune of the tone. Tune, tone, Pluto and Neptune. Un in French, one in English. And there's more. I haven't gotten to the door yet. I mean, I'm just trying to rhyme that word. I'm trying to change a SIM card, and I was showing you this. But where did I get this? Modified off of this. Does it look like it's the same thing? See the different levels in here? Or elevators that are going up and down to this level? When it gets to this level, they go right through. You have to jump off. You don't jump off, you keep going down. What kind of elevator is that? Is that what they call the French elevator? It keeps going down. You don't jump off, it goes down. If you don't take it off on the way down, you miss, you lose, you snooze, you lose. Here's the man in between, getting the information about the boat jacks. Jack him up, put him in his ear, communication, understanding. The difference is, did you listen? I have to mention this, and I will mention this because I've been on a thing all about what is love, and love is communication. How does love work? Communication. Why do you have to have communication to love? Love connects two sides. Love is an overlap. It's a stretch of the V, the electronics. It's overlap. Look. Look. But what if it was a look? They really overlap. Do you understand? The fast switch. You don't even have to switch. Do you know why? Because on this side, the elements are holy. And on this side, the elements are holy. Only thing that happens is one side goes like this. It lifts this off and goes to that side. Once this lifts off here, they're offset between the two junctures. So what's on this side is now going to be on this side. You didn't even see it. Nothing, look, nothing has happened. Have you seen anything happen? London Bridge is falling down towards the side, of course. The Christmas tree. How do we connect? Look, a set of 2 and a set of 2. 2 and 2 is one set of 4. 2, 2, and 2 is one set of 4 and the 6 within the 6th card. 2 4s is 8. You want to go KRM? Caramba! 13. 134 equals 7. 3 equals 56 equals 2, 27, 72. King, roi, maître, dit in 3 different languages. 3 different languages, the king gets 42, and in the last language, because there's 4 suits, we have to go 13 more is 55. 42 and 13 is 55. The average of the 3 different cards is 14. The number to the universe, 1, 2, 3, 14, 14, 42, also has the connection of the center board inside of, where am I going? Yes, between 2 bridges of Rubik's Cube where the center is 14 and the second center is 27 later at 41. The question is, how can we go? Do we have to jump off from one end to the other end to get this? Well, we can have an overlap. There's a lot of things, but a lot of things are in for discussion. I'm not a plumber. I'm not an electrician. And if I want to realize what I'm talking about, the reality of what can be done and can't be done in electricity, I'd have to sit down and talk to an electrician. You know, guy's name was Murray Deskin. I know he was an electrician. That was about, what, a long time ago. It was a bad night, one of those nights. Somehow the bushes got run over by this machine with 4 wheels, called it a 4x4, from one side to the other. And I think it belonged to, I don't remember, but when I think of them, let me show you the other part of Jack. It's a seat in your car. You just sit in the seat. There's your feet. Your feet, don't they look like ducks? Quack, quack. Doesn't that look like a duck? Hold on a second. We're running out of, we gotta make something here to make that look like a duck. There you go. How about a duck? We got a man and his stomach is a duck. You know what I'm saying? You ever see the 4 bricks? 1, 4, 2, 3, 6, 7, 7, 8, 6, 9, 7, 8. Which way will we connect? Or are these moving? And these 2 will go over those 2. Follow not me? 2 at a time. 2 by 2 by 2 by 2. And then there's these areas here. Right? What are they? I don't know. I ask you. You look at it, you don't care, you go somewhere else, and one day you think of it and you say, oh my God, last year on this date, this is what happened. I remember he said that, we thought that, I thought it was nothing, but now it's something. But it's 5 years later. It's in the past, because it's the future. And the minute I mention something, it's been mentioned, therefore it's the past. Otherwise it wasn't mentioned, it'd be the future. I'd only be thinking about it. I can mention it in the present to talk about the future till it'll happen in the past. Because one day it'll go and go by. There's only so many days you're allowed to count into the future. I don't know how many days that is, and I didn't do the video on time yet. The video on time, besides, oh my God, Minnesota. Oh my God, the minnow. The minnow from Hawaii. The minnow from Hawaii with Gilligan's Island. Minnesota. Minnesota Vikings. Green Bay Packers. Lou Grant. Mary Tyler Moore. Rhoda, KRP in Cincinnati. All reasons for reflection, and we're coming into the baseball season right now. What are all the words that are going to be said this summer? All because of baseball, the salary cap. How many in attendance? It must be a real big word for attendance. They must be really working on something way more than money, because only communication is what makes things link. They don't care how much money they actually do have, because if they don't have you, they don't have your money. "60 seconds, 60 minutes, 1 hour, 3 hours, 4, 6, 8 hours. 8 times 1.5 equals 12 hours, just like a 12-hour ruler. 12-hour ruler, turn it around like a ski on a sled, and let's see if Santa Claus comes down. S-A, Spirit Angel. T-A, Communication Angel. Claus. C, Communication, Life Angel of you as us. Claus. C-L-A-U-S, the clause. The signature of life. The graphene, the scratch. You came into this world because you asked to come into this world. Dad, can we go into this world? Well, don't call me Dad. I'm not your father. You're no more than a cell battery out of a limelight running the AC/DC circuit. Yeah, what can I do for you, kid? If I don't keep you alive, if your battery cell runs out, guess what? If all my son's battery cells run out, we have no more life, which means the end of all existence of the energies. The question comes here, does anybody want a scratch to come into the world of the circle of life? Where you can go out and get laid and get paid at the same time. They call that prostitution. But they made that illegal because it was too damn easy. They said you can farm, but they sold you beans that didn't grow. And if they did grow, the only thing you'd grow is the jack and the beanstalk, and all you know is you're running after a golden goose. You didn't want the golden goose. You were looking for a bean to grow a stalk to feed your mother. You end up as the golden goose and the man of time. Time, heaven, T&H, 28. Man, M-A-N, 28, T-H, 56, the wolf communication of 65, 7 and 3, which makes 10, 7, which equals to the number of 56 or 65, which is 5 by 6 is 30. 5 plus 6, 11, 41, and 3 is the same number, 30, 30. 960 rotation, 966, because 0 equals 6. And if you do have a 6, if it's against the game of craps as 7, you must make the last 6 an 8, because 6 reflects 8 in the 6th world, because 5 and 1 and O, which are all in the center where the ace stands, is the hole, is the passage between that middle world of the entry between one world, 5, to the passage of the secondary world, 7, 5, to the end of the last world, 1, 0. To get out of the game is 1, 2, 5 memory to reconnect at the top. I went down a level, down a level, down a level. You don't come into 5 because 2 and 2 and the hole in the center is your 5. And since it's your 5 and you're on the way in, who are you? Your 4 and 2 is 6 and you can come into the 5 hole because your 5 hole with 1 is 6 and your 4 and 2 is 6. Beta world angels, you are bad. Sometimes when I can see the vision, I can rock through this like it actually existed and I've actually seen it. But I do as I go. I sort of see those little visions, little teeny bits at a time like I'm actually there. But now that I spoke about it, that means it's going away. So we were talking about 60 seconds, 60 minutes, 4 hours, 6 hours, 8 hours, in which 1.5 of 6 is 9. 1.5 is 8 is 12. 1.5 of 4 is 6. 1.5 of 6 is 9 is 60 minutes. And 60 seconds, 1.5 is 90 seconds, which is the real time. And the reason I mention this in these numbers, okay, hold on a second. And I mention these numbers because there's the numbers of the day. And it's the only one where 1.5 is everything. There's 30 eggs in a tray. That's 2.5 dozen. There's 15 to each number of each egg. They're coordinated as 2.5 dozen is 30 eggs. There's 30 eggs. There's 2 piles of eggs of 15 and 15. And 2.5 dozen, okay, equals to the 30 of creation, where 0 becomes 6, only because we were in the middle and it was a dot. And there was nothing with the dots. The reason we end up with 4 and 2 and 1 and 5, because man comes in with a parachute. He's got his electronics, he hooks to the soul, he's down in the world, he has to get laid to get out, and then every time he wants to get laid, he can't get laid no more, but he was laid the first time. And man came out as a human being. What happened to the egg? If he got laid, isn't it an egg? Yeah, they call it the water of the ocean. Yeah, my water broke. No, man, your egg broke. It's just a thin layer, and inside is a whole lot of water. Just like in the egg, all that protein comes out. So when your water breaks, it's more than just water. Your child is on the way. Noah's Ark is flooding out to the end. It's the Suez Canal, the Panama Canal, the intersections and the connections and the recollections and the recollections mans have of sewing together the beaches with ganja, smoking the ganja. Because they felt like they were at home, and sewing together the beaches, the islands, growing trees in the ground, and chopping down a big tree, and putting sand on the tree, letting things grow from under it like a mushroom, and voila, here we are, California, here we are, Florida, here we are, Center Bridge, over the Cartier Bridge and the Champlain Bridge. We built an island, we call it Nuns Island. Let's go gambling. Let's go to Nuns Island. We'll just remove the bridges one more time, the same way as it was, and no one will leave that island. So no matter how much money you have, you only have 60 seconds of 60 minutes. You have 60 minutes of 1 hour of a period of 3, which in the 3 hours are 18 hours, which is 3/4, or only 3 hours of part of the day, which is 1 of 8 parts in the day, or 8 parts in the day, which is 1/3. We can play with time. Time and the Mayan numbers 12, 12, 24, 16, 64, 225, and 289 all fit into the Mayan numbers in one way or another. When you end up with the district attorney, okay, I'm talking about the time clock of Father Clock, this is what your maximum number will be in the minimum scale. Remember, there's 9 innings. If I show you the minimum of 1 inning, you have to multiply it by 9 to make it to 9 innings. Then you have to figure out how many outs before it becomes a game that is rained out. 289, okay? You want to see something about 289? I got something about 289. And this happened to me, and I'm going to share it with you if I can find it. Here it is. (939) 269 H 828 982. These are all my licenses. 289, 982, 928. 9 and 9 is 18, 20. 2, 10, 288. 288th day is October 15th. Okay? 68 upside down, 6872. This number flipped upside down is a 7 and a 2. 68, 72, 72, 86. 72, 86, 72, 86. All upside down, this looks like a 2. 7, 2, 8, 6, and 9. Why 9? Because 9 is in the thousands. Remember, 2 of the numbers is for decimals. One of the areas is when you pass into the 100s, you use 2 numbers. But when you pass into the 1000s, you're allowed to keep 3 numbers together. Spirit of 76 AC, Venus. Spirit, creation heaven of 1, 1381. 979, 1381. See, nobody can understand what this is. It's only what you think it is. It's only what you can design this by doubling it up. It's only what you can do if you take off and show it's a D at the top and it's a V upside down at the bottom. V up, V down. It's only what you can believe in your own thinking and your creation of your own story for a better understanding of how you see things. That's all. But for me, I'm not even sure what it is. I just take an area. If I can't give it a name, I'll say it's in an area. And this is telling the future of what it actually is, whatever the numbers mean. I just see it in my little heart. Okay, it just tells me about the future. So we were doing this thing on time. So now I have to go. How many, just before I end this video? 80,000 seconds in a day. 6 days, 480,000. This is space. This was the Super Bowl this year. Okay? 12,000 is the 12 on your clock. 666, all zeros get 6. 480, again, the Super Bowl becomes 486. Okay? It becomes V, Venus, Neptune, Saturn. That's what it'll be. 6 times 8 is 48. Times 4 is 192. 18 and 19, 37. S and R. That's what it works out to. And when you go to the roulette, it's R that will create S. It's A that will recreate with the creation. Why? A and 36 is the largest. That's 37. Half of the center of 5 in roulette is 37. The center of roulette is 3 times 37, which is 111, which is the Twin Towers with the antenna on top, with the cherry on top. Okay? All the numbers are precise. Are they telling a story, or are they just precise, or do I find just a hell of a coincidence that all the numbers, and not only Pythagorean, and I'm not the only one, I'm going to include Messer in this, I'm going to include Jen in this, because you all know, I mean, there's Pythagorean, there's Chaldean, Gematria, there's numbers, the Kabbalah, and then the Earth-Mars situation, Rubik's Cube, 1, 2, 3, Rubik's Cube, add the side. This is what Mark Messer does, or I'll call him Messer, Mighty Messer. This is what he does. I understand what he does because I do it also. And I do it for my reason. He may have his reason, and we may have the same reason, but regardless, he does it, I does it. I may not notice that he really does it. He may not notice that I really do it. He might want to say that he does it more and learned it before I ever learned it, and I don't really care what anybody says. As long as we're all doing it and looking for the same goal, whoever's at the top, okay, good enough for you. I got other things to do. Isn't it the guy at the lower down that's got a lot of things to do? We're like the geese. There's always somebody else at the top. And we don't do it by choice. It comes in the natural wave of the flex. That's right. It's all in the flex. Yes, the new world is coming in. There's an election going on here in Quebec. We know things are going to happen. We know things are going to happen. Saw this movie last night. I went to see Captain America. Go see it. From this day on, after you see this video, if you've watched this 20-minute video, I'm going to guarantee you something from this day on. If you decide to create many coincidences within your own heart, not within your wanting, more or less saying, yes, I want the coincidence, I want the coincidence. Just saying that, saying, I'll say it anyways, I don't really care. You know, well, if you didn't really care, you wouldn't really want, because what would really happen, it'd start having a lot more fun in life. So you should all say, I want you to say it. If you could say it, you take a chance, take a chance, take a chance. Waste your time, but say it anyways, just for the hell of it. No one's there. All you have to do is think it without saying it out loud, and no one will ever know but you. Right now, from this moment on, you will start to see coincidence that will happen daily. Not weekly, but daily. Today, tomorrow, maybe not the next day, the day after. But your coincidences will start to linger on. And where you feel you're getting coincidences all the time, in all actuality, there may be only 1 or 2 incidents happening a week. But because of the use of the cellular phones and the energies and the hockey and all the sports that are going now, the energies in the air are forcing you to see further right now, and more now than any other time, because the transmission is at its highest that it's ever been in the entire life of man. What I mean by that is that the matrix has sped up because the internal house of the Federation, in which the beehive and the Mayans and the giants, whichever ones you want to call it, all associated together, they've all increased their energies because it's time to go home. They're collecting the balance of the information, putting things in order, whatever it might mean. And at this time, the evil in this world has learned, the satanic group, and when I say satanic, I mean 10-10. They're the 10-10 group. They got 10 on the left, they got 10 on the right. They have 20 more than any of the two sides. So when you play Monopoly, they want 10% of your brain, because although they have 20, one is the matrix spirit, the other one is your soul. They can never have your soul. Okay, they can only try and filter and exchange your soul, but they can't have your soul because you get the last choice. But they could infiltrate it, vibrate it, whatever they want. Okay, but at the end, it's only you who's going to make the last decision. That's why you have to know about it. Okay, so this is what's happening. We're coming into the final times. Okay, this federation of the internal federation of the earth is looking to end this game, New World Order, and whatever else they're thinking of doing. It's all okay. Don't forget, it's just a game. And at this time, while they're pulling on all this information, it's pulling right through you, and your eyes are being pushed wide open, because the only way for them to see anything into this world is for your eyes to want what is in this world, because our eyes, what we see, and our ears, what we hear, are being heard more through a vibration inside this entire system, the Chaldean vibration, in which reflects within our own bones. When you talk, listen to the vibration that comes out of your voice, through your bones in your body that vibrate your whole system. This is the end, my friend, the end of the end. Forever and ever there shall be a new beginning that will still feel like we're going through the end, but the end always begins at the end, so you'll always feel like you're going out before you go on in. Before you realize and accept whatever else is going on. This is why you're going to have these coincidences. So just say to yourself, okay, let me see these coincidences. Seems pretty stupid, but I see it. Oh, no, something's going to happen, and you're going to say, oh, it's not a coincidence. Oh, it's not a coincidence, but it's going to vibrate so often. You're going to say, whoa, oh, my God, I feel stoned without even being stoned. There's so many coincidences happening. Now they're knocking me down, knocking me silly, knocking me up. At least they're waking me up, thank God. Raphael 7286 in the constellation of Pegasus. This is the year 7286. There are other numbers I found, but I can't say everything when I'm shut down and I'm overloaded. Help! I need a secretary. She's got to be tall and she's got to be short. He's got to be fat, but he's got to be thin. You know why I said that? only to say something I shouldn't have said. I shouldn't have said I need a secretary. I need someone to help me to write down some of my ideas, because sometimes I'll get 2, 3 in a row, and by the time I start thinking of it, I'll forget what the idea was, so I won't have the after effects. And this way I can tell somebody what I'm thinking, write it down quick so we can move on to the next thing I'm thinking. Oh, it's that fast. It's that fast. And I make it go slow. I can make it go slow. So I don't get much done. What can I do? It's not stopping. It's not stopping. The information's still going to come in. The only way I'm going to block it is if I start to worry. No blockage, no worry. Just let it be. Thank you for watching this video.